All right, we're here today, the special live edition of QA2 Max. We're at the 2014 USTFCCCA convention. I'm here with Coach Leroy Burrell of Houston. Coach Burrell, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
So, what has been on the docket for you so far at convention, and what's left for you to do?
Well, actually, I'm a bit of a late arriver. I didn't get here until around noon yesterday, so I missed the morning symposiums and the opening session. But we had a really good, really informative meeting with our league breakout, with the American League breakout meetings, and then of course lunch was great, and dinner last night. The Mondo dinner was a really nice affair. So.
It seems like it can be tough in our sport and in other sports where you were one of the best athletes our sport's ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Had the world record in the 100, NCAA champ a million times over. Is it tough for you to kind of pull back and coach an athlete that maybe doesn't have your kind of mentality that led you to that type of success? Is there do you have to remember, like, hey, this kid doesn't have my makeup?
Yeah, I think going in, you have to understand that. My experience is unique, and each athlete in my program, and each athlete on my team, their experience will be or has been unique as well. And I think once you understand that, then you can work on addressing their individual issues and try to help them reach their goals.
One of those athletes in your program is your son. What's the experience in, like, coaching your son?
It's challenging. I didn't coach him in high school. I helped him a bit, but I didn't coach him. And so to work with him on a daily basis is a challenge. 'Cause he's just like every other athlete. He has things he likes to do and things that he feels are important for him. And I have to convince him that we need to make some changes here and there as well. So. But I have a lot of help, and I don't necessarily have to hit any issue with him or any other athlete in my program per se head on, because I have other people who can work with him and talk with him and help him get where he needs to be.
You mentioned having a lot of help. At Houston, you've definitely surrounded yourself with a lot of talented big names in coaching. You have Steve Magnus on the distance side. You guys just brought on a former rival of yours to be a coach, Carl Lewis, in there. How hard is it as a head coach to always delegate and not want to put your hand in every single thing?
It's a challenge, but I think you have to understand your role. For that matter, everybody has to understand their role, and I think you have to clearly define what you want the people working with you to do, and then go about allowing them to do those things. And if you, as a head coach, recognize something that they're doing well, that really works, then you got to kind of play that up. And some things that you may want to see a little differently, you have to bring that to bear as well. So it's a challenge, but I think in the leadership capacity, you have to one, feel confident that the people that you have working with you are going to do the job that you want them to do and how you want them to do it. And then you have to make some tough calls if things aren't going quite the way you want them to go. And then you have to let them know. But I have good people, and my staff is they're an outstanding group. They're a lot of honesty, a lot of integrity, tremendous work ethic, and we really just go about doing the things that really push the program forward. So that's what we try to do.
You've seen our sport from every angle, and the track, and you've competed in field events. And do you think there are things our sport can do, both in the short term, in the next 6, 12, 15 months, and in the long term? What can we do to stay thriving and to stay healthy and to stay present on the collegiate level?
Well, that's a pretty complex question. I think there certainly we certainly have some issues, but I think in general, on the athletic side of things, on the performance side of things, I think we are at a really good place. But the problem is the market has changed, and now there is a lot of hype, a lot of noise surrounding the sports, and people looking for the dramatic or the salacious or the controversial or things people can constantly talk about. I mean, if you look at basketball, you look at football, there are just so many things that people can talk about, so many different angles and storylines. And I think we need to figure out how to make our storyline a bit more relevant.
Sure.
It's difficult, because you don't want to necessarily have to jump in front of the camera to be able to get the story out there, but somehow we got to figure out a way to get more cameras pointed at us. I think one of the things that we need to do, just from a coaching perspective, it has almost nothing to do with coaching. So I think we need to make people more aware of how much money is involved in the sport. I think you look at football per se, and the fact that there's always this mention of how much coaches or salaries are how much people are making. You see it a lot in baseball, you see it a lot in basketball.
And then in our sport, you sign a contract and you have a freaking non-disclosure agreement.
Exactly, nobody says anything.
Yeah.
So I think as coaches and maybe even as an association, I think we need to put it out there. What some of our people are making, because I think the amount of money, if the money's good, now the amount of money you're earning really speaks importance, at least in
Sure.
our culture.
And it resonates in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Coach Burrell, it's a real treat, and I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.